Hi everyone, it's Marcy back at Learning Curve Acres. Thanks for joining me today. So what I'm doing today, I just thought I'd bring you with me. We're just going to take out some of the old straw that's in the quail enclosure, throw it out so that the chickens have something that they can walk on without getting their feet in the snow too much. And then we're going to just top this up. I'll show you what their water heater is like. Make sure that that's clean and that everything's out of there so that we don't have any fire hazards. And then we'll move on, maybe check for eggs in the coop. Alright, so generally, if it were warmer, I would just have this door open, the sliding glass door beside me open, and just throw the straw out. But the only problem with that is I do have my one boy who really likes to try and escape. So we're going to try and do this just a bit at a time. Opening it up, moving the guys out of the way first of all. Pulling some of this out. And then we'll open it up a bit and throw some out. This may seem rather labor intensive, but it is -3 outside, so we do want to keep as much of the warmth in here as possible as well for these guys. Oh, and I can hear the dog barking at something. Anyways, so what I feed the quail, let's see if I can show you here, is a mix of a like finch bird feed for goldfinches and purple house finches, that sort of thing, and red poles, along with duck starter because it's high in protein. And then I will give them also, they get mealworms first thing every morning. And I give them about between 3 and 5 mealworms a day each. So as we go through here, you can see it goes down quite a ways. I'm just going to pull out my little, excuse me, what do you think you're doing? I'll have to show you, but as soon as I made room, my one guy went right in. Alright, so I've readjusted the angle a bit to try and make this a little easier. And I am going to have to just open this and throw it out. We'll see how many chickens attempt to actually come in. Sorry, I'm just trying to wedge open the screen door, which allows us to have good airflow in the summertime. Actually, I'm going to put my gloves back on because there's nothing worse than reaching down and getting poop under your fingernails. And he has dug a hole for himself right in underneath. Hello. Oh my goodness, no wonder, because there is a ton of old seed under there. And when I say a ton, I mean like there is lots. So obviously they don't eat half as much as they go through because they're sending it everywhere. So I'm kind of curious to see if I find any old eggs in here also, because we haven't been getting any eggs from the quail all winter long, since about November. And I realize a lot of that has to do with the fact that it is reduced daylight hours. And so because of that, there'll be a lot less eggs. But also, you know, two of these girls. I only have 2 girls and 2 boys, so I'm not exactly sure of the age of these girls. But you can see they're digging in and enjoying everything. So I'm just going to go through a little bit more and try and get, we're not taking it all out, just some. Oh, we almost had a chicken in here. Yeah. So, excuse me, gentlemen. Excuse me. Hi, sweetheart. So, don't know if you can hear in the background, but I've got roosters crowing, and every once in a while my guinea fowl will make noise, and boy can she make a lot of noise. I'm not sure how the neighbors are gonna, and all the cottagers nearby are gonna feel about that this summer. There you can see our little boy, our Italian buff. He's actually using the flower pot as a dust bath, which is the whole reason why I put it there in the first place. So that's good. That means they're keeping healthy and enjoying everything. But I'm just going to show you, when I started, there wasn't a single chicken out here, because we had a skiff of snow again this morning and it's -3 out. Now we've got about half the flock, almost half the flock. Alright, so I have finished cleaning out that part of the cage. I did about half of it. So now we're just going to take a real quick look and make sure that there's nothing inside the water heater. So we will move this out of the way. It has been unplugged, so I'm not going to run the risk of burning my hands. But I will put my gloves back on, just because the metal can be a little sharp, and the last thing I want to do is cut my hand yet again, because I do that quite often without any help. So you can see it's just an older cake or roasting pan, and my husband, just being an electrician, we had lots of parts and stuff around, so he just built in this little box with the lights, the wires, and it goes in through the edge here. And this is the only place that the straw can actually get in, so that's why I want to make sure that I do double check it on a regular basis to make sure that there's nothing in there. Last thing we want is a fire. So we're going to just pop this back on and put it back down in. There we go. And we'll put the water back. There you go, little guy. Hey, there you go. You gonna be nice? You gonna be nice? He's debating. Some days he's very, very sweet. Other days he's at your fingers like there's no tomorrow. So, plug that back in. The food is back in. And now all there is to do is just close it up and be done with it. Thanks for joining us here at Learning Curve Acres. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos. And we will show you just a bit of the chickens. We've got Sheldon and Ann Shirley making their way into the greenhouse. Oh well, that's okay. We'll allow it for today. Thanks. Take care. And a quick check in the nesting box, and we got 1 egg. Better than none.